It's hashtag Ask Lauren. All right, I promised you a long ass Q&A before the end of 2017, and here we are in my kitchen. I've finished shooting all of Hot for Food for the year, and I asked on Instagram if you would leave me some hashtag Ask Lauren questions and I would answer them. So let's begin. It's been a while. It feels kind of weird. I haven't prepared. I'm just gonna open up the Instagram post and read all 300 questions. I'm not gonna read all of them because some of them I've answered. There's 302 comments on this post. Whoa. Here we go. I know what you want me to answer and I'm gonna answer it. Oh Lord. Okay, well while you're watching this, I'm in Vancouver and then I'm going to Los Angeles. I'm going there till the new year. For the holidays, I decided to opt out of Christmas. I celebrate Christmas, but my family, you know, was a little sad that I wasn't taking part, but I needed to get away. It's been the year of travel for Lauren Toyota and I'm not going to stop. Okay, so the question on everyone's mind is, where is John? And I'm not going to talk a lot about this, but by now you've probably realized we are no longer together. I didn't want to do a dedicated video, and I certainly didn't want to talk about this when it happened, but we broke up at the end of September and when I got back from Nicaragua. And to be honest with you, I'm just not going to get into why and how and where and what, because out of respect for him, and also because there really is a line, and this is the line, and that this is really personal and I just don't want to divulge all the details and I don't think it's necessary. But yeah, I'm still in this house for the moment. I might not be come 2018. And there will be no more challenge videos unless, I don't know, some celeb wants to join me. But at the end of the day, it's actually very difficult to shoot the challenge videos with someone you know and love, and to do it with a stranger and to not have the preparation time or the flexibility in schedules makes it nearly impossible. So for the moment, they're gone. I'm sorry. But Hot for Food continues on because I am Hot for Food, and that's that. John has always run his own business, as I've mentioned before, so he's continuing to do that, and I just don't think there's really anything else to say. So if you have any more questions regarding that, I won't be answering them in terms of it giving you any detail. But anyways, life goes on and life throws you things that you don't expect, and then sometimes you realize it's all for the better. So that's basically how I'm feeling, is that I know that this is for the better and for the betterment of me. And I came to that conclusion months ago, and anyways, that's why I've just been able to basically keep doing what I'm doing, because I was always doing it before and I'm gonna keep doing it now. I'm on a mission, yo. So John or not, we're on the Hot for Food mission. Okay, that's enough of that. Have I ever been to Portugal? Asked LBT Who. I've never been to Portugal. Would love to go. Would I ever move to the US? Asked Margot Bear. Maybe. I might move to the US, but only temporarily. I don't know that I would live there forever. But I am curious to maybe live in Los Angeles or California for a little bit. Am I making those plans now? No, but who knows what the future holds. Tanya, how are you and how do you feel? I'm really great and I feel amazing, and I have been for a while. I kind of got revived in the breakup in terms of my motivation and my creativity and just my zest for life. And I definitely feel like some transformation has occurred even prior to the relationship ending. So I'm feeling very good and I like where I'm at. So thank you for asking. Stacy LaPointe, how do you deal with low iron levels? What are your fave food supplements for iron? Well, I don't take iron supplements and I don't have low iron, so I don't know what to tell you. It could be an absorption issue for you, but lots of dark leafy greens have iron. To be honest, I don't even know because I don't even pay attention to that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, that's not very helpful, but I just eat whatever. And I figure if I eat in balance and I eat lots of healthy foods and lots of less healthy foods, it all equals out. Alexandra Grace, how do you manage anxiety? What are your favorite ways to practice meditation, and how do you stay in the habit of meditating? Okay, how do I manage anxiety? I have mentioned multiple times on this channel, and especially in travel vlogs, sometimes I get waves of terrible anxiety and panic. And it certainly has happened more frequently in the last 3 years of my life. That's when I started running hot for food. So how do I deal with it? I meditate and I try to breathe and I try to think positively and try not to spiral into tornadoes of negative thought and, basically thoughts that are not based in reality. All anxiety is not trusting the universe. And if you can trust the universe and surrender to what is going on and see everything as a lesson and as a teaching moment, then you shouldn't really have anxiety. And I'm a hypocrite because I still do. So it's just something I constantly have to be aware of and work at. And sometimes it comes out of nowhere and I don't even know what it is I'm feeling, and that's anxiety. It's like, what even is this? And you just have to start paying attention to those inner feelings and thoughts, and meditation can facilitate in that, because meditation, while many people say it is about getting rid of thoughts, it's actually just about awareness, paying attention to your thoughts, being mindful of your thoughts, and then letting them go. And so that takes lots of work and practice, and so that's really what I do to try to manage that. Yoga also, and exercise, and taking rest. I mean, I've been pretty good, I would say, in the latter quarter of 2017 in terms of resting. I haven't tried to take on too much stuff because after the earlier part of the year doing the book and trying to keep up with Hot for Food and this channel, I was like at a breaking point and almost at burnout. And to be honest, I know you guys want more content, but like it just was not feasible and is not feasible for me to be posting here every week. I just try to post as often as I can, especially when I'm traveling and doing more interesting things. In reality, I've just had to kind of like cut back a little bit and not feel like I need to show everything going on in my life and vlog about it, because I really don't think I need to do that, and I can't do that for my own sanity. So I think, well, now I'm getting into a whole other question thing, but it's just like, I just think going forward, I'm gonna be a little bit more selective about what I put on this channel. I think for a while I was like putting anything and everything on here and showing you a lot of my life, and obviously I was in a different place back then, and I was with John, and there was lots of great things happening that I wanted to share, and I feel like learning from that experience, I think there's a little bit more that I need to keep to myself. I still want to share, and I still want to talk, and I still want to be helpful, and when I do learn things, I want to share them, but I think I just want to not be so like blah about everything, and as my life grows and evolves, I don't know, I'm just noticing myself becoming less into wanting to put all of it forward, if that makes sense. I just said that in a really double negative way, but like, I just think I'm gonna keep a little bit more things more personal and not put them on the internet. And obviously my whole life and my whole relationship and everything was on the internet, and it wasn't a mistake and I don't regret it, but I just don't think I would do that again. In the same way. If you could start Hot for Food again from the beginning, are there any major changes you would make or do differently? Asked Jenny Bones 780. Not really. I think everything unfolded the way it needed to, and I don't think I would change anything. There's not really any point in going back and going, would I change this? What would I do differently? I don't, had I done something differently, I wouldn't be here where I am now, maybe with a cookbook and doing all this stuff. So it's like, I can't really go back and erase anything. JD Davies, where is your ideal holiday destination? Well, I really want to go to Bali in Thailand next. Like, I'd like to go to Southeast Asia and anywhere over there. But yeah, my friend does these like sort of remote working retreats in Bali, and I would like to go there with her, and it's a lot of entrepreneurs and stuff like that, so that would be fun, and actually go for like a month or two. That would be cool. The Alex Phillips asked, what is Snickles' New Year's resolution? I think Snickles' New Year's resolution, if I'm correct, right, Snickle? Is to live long and prosper. He's getting old. He's a senior citizen at 14 and a half years old, and he just needs to hang in there, so we'll be looking out for Snickles in 2018. Osna Pitt, I don't know what this name says, I'm sorry. Osna Pitts Marted. Do you ever doubt yourself as a vegan? What helps you set your mind straight again? Love from Norway. Cool. Do I ever doubt myself as a vegan? Not really, but maybe like once or twice I have, and I can't think of the exact scenario where I did. I think sometimes it just crosses my mind when I'm like somewhere and I really want something, and then I have to be like, oh, I can't have that, I don't want that, I can't buy that. And again, those aren't really that important moments. Those aren't important moments. Those are things I'm just like, my ego or my like craving or my like materialism kicks in, and it's like, oh, I just want that and I just want to be frivolous. But instead, because I'm vegan and I have all of this sort of moral, ethical choice to make all the time, I have to stop and think. And I think maybe that's a good thing, because then I'm not so impulsive. So when it comes to food or buying habits or anything like that, and I think I used to be more like that when I wasn't vegan. So I think it's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's moments where I've doubted myself as a vegan, but for the most part, I'm feeling good as a vegan, and I don't feel myself needing to change that in any way or be any different. I like this. Sid Calero, can you make a fucking recipe on vegan KFC bowls? Fuck. Are those, I haven't seen the KFC bowl. I guess I should Google it. Is it like a fried chicken bowl, like similar to the chalupas we made? That would be cool. Anna Blanc FR said, how did you manage to get that confident and funny? Well, thank you, Anna. Yeah, I mean, I guess I have a certain amount of confidence. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing this as a job. And how I managed to get confident. Well, I just talked about this and I did a podcast interview about self-confidence. And really what I think confidence is being able to, again, it kind of goes back to this self-awareness thing. I think it's like being in yourself as opposed to out of yourself. So paying attention to what's going on inside, the voice inside your head, the voices inside your head, your higher self, the person or something or spirit that is guiding your life, and tapping into that. That's where I got my confidence, because I was pretty much told to not be confident, that I was stupid and ugly and, you know, biracial and not right and not good enough, you know, as a child, by people at school and in different other scenarios. And that kind of information ruins your self-esteem. But if you don't listen to it entirely anyways, and you try to listen to the thing that's trying to get out inside you, your light, whatever you want to call it, the hope, that whole it gets better thing, which is true, and you tap into that inner voice, then that's where my confidence came from, because there was something telling me to not pay attention to those people and to those words and those hurtful things, and to pay attention to something bigger than me that I didn't even know, something that I've always been chasing after and trying to uncover and unravel and discover about myself. And I think certainly in the last 6 months, that's been even more of a reveal, or of an epiphany, I guess, for me, because I'm not gonna lie, but I spent the last, I think I spent the last 3 years like really doubting myself and not having a lot of confidence when it came to my career and my job and Hoffer Food and even my relationship, and not having confidence about myself in it. And that whole idea of like, love yourself first before you love someone else, or like you can't love someone else, or someone else can't love you unless you love yourself. I don't know, that was something I really started to question and work on in the last year, and it rings true. I mean, there's a lot of that going on with me, and I'm still working on it. And the more I work on it and pay attention to that anyways, and dialogue about that, or journal about that, or meditate on that, the easier I feel that gets. And the more forgiveness I have for myself, and the more acceptance I have for myself about those things. They're not issues, they're not bad things. We're all on this like journey trying to do that, trying to take care of ourselves more, trying to love ourselves more, and like, we're just figuring it out. So it's like, I've just gotten a lot more softer with myself about that, and less hard on myself about not being good enough at that or something. And maybe that just comes with age. I don't know. I mean, I just turned 35 in November, and maybe that's where that comes from. Although right before I turned 35, I was like, holy fuck, I know nothing and I have nothing figured out, and I'm such a failure, and like my life is crumbling. And then like a couple weeks later, it was the entire opposite of that. Sometimes maybe it's like when things are so shit and you think that they're shit and you're acting like a victim and everything, I don't think you really know how close you are to like the breakthrough when you're feeling like that. At least that's kind of what happened to me, is like, I felt like I was really down and out. And then I was like, little did I know, the universe was like, oh, fucking snap out of it. Like, 'cause you're that close to like the breakthrough, or the release, or the letting go, or the aha, or the discovery, or like whatever. And stuff just shifted like a couple weeks after my birthday. And I mean, even like a week after my birthday. It was crazy. So it's in that surrendering. Oprah freaking says that. And you know what? I've been listening to her tell this story. I'll link it below. It's when she talks about getting the role in A Color Purple and how she surrenders. And I've had a moment of surrender, like real powerful surrender in the past, when I actually got my job at Much Music a long time ago. But in the surrender was when the thing that I wanted to happen happened, and everything shifted and everything changed. And I feel like that's kind of just what happened at the end of last year, or the end of this year, just with my personal life and some of the personal stuff that I've been working on. So fuck, I don't even remember what the question was. Oh yeah, but anyways, how I managed to get confidence. So anyways, hopefully you got something out of that blabbering on there. Would I ever get, Daniela Rojas said, would you ever get another cat to be friends with Snickles and you can name him Doodle? I don't know if I'd get another cat while I have Snickles. If Snickles dies, if he dies ever, which he never will, I will get some other cat because I love cats and I need a little animal friend to be around. Didn't mean to get dark there, but I just don't think Snickles wants a friend, and it's too much work to take care of 2 cats, and I travel too much, so 1 is enough for now. Spacky T said, what's your favorite recipe in your cookbook? Okay, don't forget the cookbook comes out February 27th. You can pre-order it now on hotforfoodblog.com/cookbook. It's linked below. You'll get an ebook if you pre-order it. Okay, and my favorite recipe in the cookbook, there's a few. 1 are the apple fritters. Ugh, they're so good. 2, lemon meringue pie tarts. Both desserts, and I don't really even have a sweet tooth, but they're really good desserts. Like, they're so good. I know there's more. I like my sweet potato gnocchi. That's a good one. It's not as hard to make as you think. Can you please tell us your top 3 vegan brand names that are your favorite, such as top 3 vegan cheese, yogurt, bread, snacks, meat substitutes? I mentioned a lot of this on my What I Ate in a Day. I'm super into the Earth Island / Follow Your Heart smoked Gouda sliced cheese, and all their sliced cheeses, they melt really well. The Yoso unsweetened coconut yogurt is great. Earth Balance vegan butter, I use that for baking. The Tofurkey slow roasted chicken pieces, shreds, yes, those are so good. And I actually just tried the deli slices, the like roasted turkey deli slices. Those are amazing. They like rebranded and all their stuff tastes better. And Coconut Bliss favorite vegan ice cream. There's lots of other things that I use. Sometimes I can't access those things, and there's lots of other great stuff. But like, you should just watch my What I Ate in a Day because I talk about different stuff all the time. Eileen Andrea said, what's your next step after the cookbook? A second book? A podcast? What's up? Okay, well, everyone just needs to hold their frickin' horses. The book hasn't even come out. I'm not getting mad at you. I'm not looking too far beyond February, March, April, which means get the book out, do as much press as possible. Possibly we have a US book tour in the works. Cross your fingers for that one to come through. It would be sponsored, and so we're waiting for the sponsor to confirm, but it'd be very exciting, which means I'd meet all y'all in the US, meetups and all, signed cookbooks, the whole shebang. So I just need to get through that. I mean, I seriously don't know. I have thought about a second book in the sense of like, no one's asked me to do a second book, but they might. And would I? Probably. I've done it once, I can do it again. It seemed so hard and impossible the first time, and it really was hard. It wasn't impossible. I did it. There's certain things I would change, obviously, in the process and in the logistical aspects of working on a cookbook, but I want more time for sure. But yeah, I would do it. And then a podcast, I don't know. I mean, podcasts are great, and obviously I can talk forever, but I just don't know if that's another outlet, another platform, another thing that I want to add to my like plate. For now, YouTube's going well. If that stops being a thing, then maybe, but like, I just don't know. And I don't know what it would be about. I think there's so many great podcasts, like Jessica Murnane, who I met in November in Miami. She's amazing, and her one-part podcast is so good. It's like, she's kind of doing, I guess, what I would do. And obviously I'm not talking myself out of it. It's just like, why? There's so many other good podcasts. Like, I don't need to make one. I don't know. That's all I have to say about the podcasting. I'm not sure. But obviously never say never, because I said never about a lot of stuff, and here I am. Annie Keeb said, what do you actually eat the most often? The most often, I probably eat, well, toast for breakfast. It's like a daily thing. Coffee, pasta, avocado, kale, potatoes, vegan chicken, and nacho cheese sauce. Rena Banina said, right now, female-run vegan YouTube channels are largely growing across the platform. As an entrepreneur, how do you try and stand out, especially with other copycat YouTube channels potentially popping up? I've kind of said this before, but I just never let that stuff like fake me out. Like I never worry about it. Obviously, when I started YouTube, I had no friggin' clue what was going on YouTube, and I didn't pay attention to anything on there, and I still really don't. I literally don't know. I could rhyme off like a dozen vegan YouTube channels run by women, but like, and some of them are my friends, but like I don't watch them and I don't dive into the content because I think that does take you off course. And then you start the comparison game, and then you start, it's so toxic. I don't know, like I'm supportive of everybody, but I'm also just like very fucking tunnel vision focused on my shit, because who cares about everyone else? Like you really, if you want to do something, I don't see much value in like sussing out the competition. I mean, that could be bad business advice, but I just don't see the point. Unless you're trying to create something like patented, like a product or a prototype or something, you probably do want to assess the market. But in terms of like doing this kind of thing, there's literally room for anyone and everyone, and nobody should be afraid to do it. Not everyone's going to succeed and be good at it, but you won't know unless you try. So I'm just focused on me, and maybe that's narcissistic or selfish or whatever, but it's helped me stay focused. And I think it's all that matters. I don't know. I don't have much else to say about that. What are the things you do to ground yourself? Asked Burns Chaney. I think it's similar. I think meditation is a grounding exercise and also an opening up to spirit and universe exercise. I think it's both. I think it can be both. Also like going out in nature, running, jogging, walking, hiking, swimming, that kind of stuff I think is very grounding, and I try to do that as much as possible. Traveling can be very ungrounding, but once I'm in my destination, I try to do stuff that grounds me in that space, like nature stuff. Sleep, I think, is grounding. Meditation, cooking grounds me. When I'm really just cooking for me and not cooking for the blog or the channel or whatever. Yeah, and I think also just like connecting with like people that you really trust and connect with and can talk about like deep stuff with. I think not just having trivial catch-up conversations, but actual real conversations of substance I find to be very grounding. This is a good one. Nugget Factory said, how do you balance eating packaged retail food products and whole foods in their natural state? Would you ever collaborate with a food brand to develop new products or your own line? Yeah, I would. That would kind of be a dream, to work with a food brand to like make some of their shit vegan or something like that. That would be very cool. I would be open to that. And how do I balance eating packaged food with whole foods? Okay, so I guess, I don't know if you're asking because you see that I do eat quite a bit of packaged foods, but I also eat quite a bit of whole foods. I just try to like do what I want. I know that sounds simplistic, and maybe not everybody can do that, although I think everybody can. It just takes some balance. I like trying food. I like eating everything and anything as long as it's vegan. I don't notice that many adverse effects to eating the more packaged, processed vegan food. Some things, yes, do not sit well, and if I try them and that happens, then I usually avoid them, but sometimes I don't. Because that's sort of just like when I was an omnivore and I felt sick eating animal products, but I ate them anyways. I'm still guilty of doing that with vegan stuff. But, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I eat very balanced, but other people might judge me. But that being said, you're seeing a literal microcosm of my eating habits via those videos. And like oftentimes I'm busy and I'm not thinking about what I'm eating, and I'm not planning, and that's normal. Like I don't really meal plan, I don't do any of that stuff, but I buy a lot of fruits and vegetables and I just figure out ways to eat them that are interesting to me. So I think you have a pretty clear picture of how I eat, and I think I eat pretty balanced. Like I don't feel bad, I feel good most of the time. When I feel bad, I of course look to what have I been eating? Too much sugar, too much pasta, like whatever it might be, like white pasta. If I eat rice pasta, I'm fine, but if I eat too much white pasta, no good. Or like refined bread or whatever, but like I can kind of handle it at the same time. Like people will complain about, oh, I can't eat any fried food, and like I can eat fried food and I'm fine. So I don't know, maybe that won't last forever, but for now I'm good. And I don't know how I balance it. I just eat what I want. And I find if I have been eating too much junk food, then I crave healthy food. And if I eat too much healthy food, I crave junk food. And it all kind of like works itself out. Now this is an interesting question. I don't know how to say your name, VTLCHR. She said she's happy about a new Ask Lauren. She has questions about Hot for Food as she's seen some style changes on the channel. Okay, so with the book coming out, is it going to be more like a pro kitchen show series on YouTube? Don't be offended, not that it was not pro before, but the earlier episodes had a more laid back feeling. Okay, so she's basically asked me to address, I don't know, some type of aesthetic thing that has shifted on Hot for Food. My goal with Hot for Food was to always be a pro kitchen cooking show, just like a television cooking show, because there really is not anything pro on YouTube. There's like very little pro on YouTube, and that's changing. There's lots of great pro channels. Entertaining with Beth, Yolanda's channel, How to Cake It, The Domestic Geek. There's lots of professional channels out there, and I love that kind of stuff because my whole image of YouTube when I first started was like, ugh, this is all crappy, shitty videos, and I don't want to make videos like that. So I do feel like Hot for Food for the most part has been fairly pro from the beginning, but obviously there was a little bit more irreverence maybe, especially when it became John and I during the challenges and we would let the camera roll a bit longer and there was a bit more banter. But like, to be honest with you guys, we only did that once a month. Every other video was me cooking for you. So 75% of the time, it's exactly what you're already seeing now, with the exception of one challenge video every month, which I know you're all hooked on, but you're gonna have to get over it because it's not happening anymore. But I don't know. I haven't seen the change you're talking about. I mean, maybe, yeah, I've done more sponsored content, which I have to do and I want to do, and it was always my intention to do. So that may bring maybe a slightly different aesthetic touch to the channel, or this more professional thing you're talking about, but I'm a fucking professional, so that's the way it's gonna go, and I think that's what it's been evolving to is what it is now, actually. I think the beginning, it was just like, what am I even doing? What are we doing? Like, we would just throw something together because we weren't thinking about putting out a video every week. And now I'm a little more planned. You know, I hire someone to shoot my videos with me. I have to block shoot them. And so the whole process is slightly more professional, just like a television show. So I guess that's where that's coming through a little bit more, but I don't think it's that drastically different. And the food looks friggin' good, and the shots and the editing are amazing. So if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. All good by me. Valerie Aiello. It seems you have accomplished so much this year. Is there a main factor to achieving big goals? I don't know what to tell you, but I have set very little goals for Hot for Food. I feel like I just seized opportunity when it came to me. And like the cookbook. It wasn't a goal of mine to make a cookbook, but when the opportunity came along, I sussed it out, I asked my gut and my intuition, and it said do it. So that's all. I mean, set goals all you want, but I wouldn't get fixated to them, because I've done that in the past with other life endeavors. And that's where the sticky resistance pops up, is when you're too attached to the goal, too attached to the outcome, too attached to how to get there and what to do. And I have been working very hard over the last few years now at really letting go of that control. And as I've done that, I feel like cooler stuff has happened and cooler people have come across my path and amazing opportunities. So that would be my advice, is to just not be attached to the goals that you set. You know, I journal, I have vision boards, I have like manifestation lists, like lists of things I want to do, but none of that stuff I'm like that obsessed with. Like, I feel like I think about a lot of things and then I just like, boof, throw them away. It's like, cool, thought about it, put it out there. I'm getting better at this too. It's like, thought about it, it's out there, it's happening. Now let go of it. Just trust that it's happening and that it's already happened because you thought of it. I know that can sound very easy and simplistic, but it kind of is sometimes that easy and simplistic. And I think we try to complicate this process. We get in our own way. I've talked about this before because I have videos on manifesting and stuff like that, which I'll link below. And there's a whole playlist on meditation and manifestation and stuff like that. So I would just go catch up on some older videos, but that's essentially all it's about. I listened to Abraham Hicks and I listened to Oprah, and I read Mike Dooley's Leveraging the Universe over and over again. And I do read and inform myself of the laws of attraction constantly to remind myself to like not kick myself out of that mode.
So that's what I do in order to stay in that place. But I'm not like rhyming off goals and lists and things. And I have a vision board that I made years ago in a life coaching course that I took. And it's pretty and it's just on my desk, and like some of the stuff on there has happened. But I don't continually do that kind of thing. But I'd like to. I mean, I don't know. It's just not something I put a lot of time into. But I think I'm doing it anyway, despite not having an updated vision board every quarter. Gilly Moore, how do you feel about the legalization of weed? Also wondering if you think certain drugs are good for spiritual purposes and if you've thought about taking ayahuasca. I have another video where I kind of talk about like one time when I got super paranoid from smoking weed. The legalization of weed, like I can't speak to the politics of it. I don't know if it's good or bad to regulate it and legalize it in Canada, but I know they're close to doing it if they haven't already done it by the time you're watching this. So cool, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I have no real opinion here nor there about it. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think we're coming a long way if this is what we're talking about. Ayahuasca, I do want to do ayahuasca, but I don't know when I'm gonna do it, and I'm not really too worried about it. But before I die, I think I want to do ayahuasca. And I think these psychedelics and these things that kind of connect you to the universe and spirit and whatever, I think it's pretty interesting. I'm interested in it. I don't know that much about it. I don't read a lot about it. I don't watch a lot of stuff about it, but I have come across ayahuasca tales and things over the last couple of years, and I find it interesting. You know, I have the ceremony cloth in my meditation room that I kind of happened upon, not by coincidence, and purchased it and brought it home. And I think that's something interesting that's put me in the mindset of like being drawn into doing that as an experience. But yeah, I don't know when. It's not scheduled when I'm gonna do it. I have no idea. And I think I still have a lot of fear around it because it seems really intense. So I don't know. If I ever do it, I'm sure you'll know about it. I think I've answered a lot of the questions here via other questions. What's my favorite thing that's happened in 2017? Asked Pauline Ruther. Lots of cool stuff has happened. One of my I don't think I can pick one, but one great experience I think was going to Switzerland for my friend's wedding. That was a really great experience. And that's it. I can't think, I mean, lots of cool stuff has happened. Something really cool happened that I'm not even gonna tell you about. Seriously, I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, JPEG Zoe, what one product would you buy a ton of if it was being discontinued? Well, I friggin' wish I knew about the discontinuation of the Gardein chicken because they got rid of it at Loblaws. Remember I used to always talk about the box of chicken breasts, vegan chicken breasts that Gardein manufactures but then sells at Loblaws in the PC Blue menu thing? I didn't know those were going away, and I would have bought all of them and bought an extra freezer to put them in. And then by the time I knew, they were already swiped up at the store. Other than that, it would probably be some type of vegan cheese product. Okay, I think that's it. If I see any other good ones, I will note them and we'll do a new version of Ask Lauren in the new year. But most of these are pretty repetitive, these questions. So if I've answered your question, don't ask it again. Okay, so I'll be bringing lots of food inspo back from Los Angeles, and I'm sure you'll see some of those ideas on Hot for Food on the YouTube channel in the new year. Happy holidays, have fun, be safe, eat good food, try to make your family go vegan, hashtag no turkey. And if you have any other questions, things that I have not answered before, leave a comment below with the hashtag AskLauren so that I can search the comments and find those questions. Okay, I really appreciate you watching. Thanks for sticking by me even though I haven't been posting regularly. More travel vlogs to come from my trip to Vancouver and Los Angeles in the new year, and hopefully more travels next year because, I mean, that is a goal. That was a goal last year to travel more, and I did it. And this year I want to travel even more. So, yeah. That's it. Okay, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Follow me at Lauren Toyota, at Snickle Says, at Hot for Food, all of the things. And I'll see you in 2018. Mwah. Bye.